Okay, I'm going to show you 3 sample actions that you get with the Action Pak Volume 2 from Kubota's workshops. These are taken from over 50 actions that you actually get with the set, but I think these 3 alone, for me personally, are worth the money alone. They save me time, they speed up my workflow, and they give my images that little bit more of an impact to give me an edge over my competitors. Now, I'm going to use this photo of my son as an example. I've used bounce flash here, which has added extra highlights to the hair and created shadows under the chin. Now, the first tool I'm going to use is to get rid of these shadows, and it's called Digital Fill-in Flash. If you go into the Actions palette, you can see down here, I've already highlighted it, Digital Fill-in Flash. So you click on that, and then you click on the play button in the bottom to set the action running. The action will select a paint tool for you, this circular tool, it's a brush, and you can actually adjust the size of the brush to suit whatever you're altering. One other thing to mention is the opacity and flow of the action you're using is crucial. If you have them both set to 100%, which is the default, and you start painting the fill-in flash, you can see it's way too much, it's giving it too much light. So what I tend to do is set them both at around 20, opacity at 20 and the flow at 20. Now, when you're using this action, you can't always see the difference you're making, but I'll show you what happens when you use this. So set it at 20, let's zoom in a bit on the face and start painting. So you click and just literally start painting away. Now I'm going to give a bit around the ears, some under the chin, a little bit down under the hair, and it hasn't made a lot of difference, but I'm going to do it once more just to give it a bit of extra highlighting. Now, you don't always know that you've made a lot of difference, so if you use the Control, Alt and Z key, you can actually go back a couple of steps. You can see the difference it's made already. So it's added some nice highlights under the chin, it's added a little bit more, but what it does is fills in flash, literally, like it says in the box, and it won't take away the detail or colour, it'll just literally fill in the shaded areas. Now, this will actually create a layer which you can adjust to suit, and you can tweak and make slight differences later on. I normally just flatten the layer at this point because I'm normally happy with what I've done, and I want to now work on the hair just to flatten down those highlights a little bit and add the detail back in. Now, the opposite end of the spectrum is burning. It's when you're going to add a little bit of darkness to the hair. This tool here, Smokeless Burn, same again, click on it, set it playing, and it'll select a paintbrush and ask you to start painting where you need to darken the areas. Now again, I use the same opacity and flow, 20%, so I'll just click and start painting over the hair here, the highlights, and give it one more. There we go. And just to show you again, Control Alt Z takes you back 2 steps, and Control Shift Z takes you forward, so you can see the difference it's making. It's very subtle, but I'm a great believer of many little subtle changes add up to a completely different photo and a very much enhanced photo. So I'll flatten that layer again, I don't want to do any more adjustments, and already I know that it's made a big difference, and I can show you that if I revert back to the original photo. You can see what a difference it's made. It's taken away this 5 o'clock shadow, and it's added some low lights to the hair, so if I go back you can see the difference it's made already. So that to me is much more evenly lit subject now. So those are the first 2 that I use. It's dodge and burn from the old days in dark rooms. If you used to use them, you're basically toning down the highlights and increasing the detail in the shadowed areas. Now for me, those 2 are fantastic. I use them quite a lot. I use them for property photography as well, to lighten the walls or shaded areas. So for me, those 2 are fantastic. Now the third one I'm just going to show you quickly on these, and I use this all the time for weddings, is to convert to black and white. I'll show you the standard conversion that I sometimes use. I use a channel mix, and I've got some already loaded. Just to show you what a normal black and white conversion looks like, is like that. It's just your standard black and white conversion. But just to show you the difference when using Kubota's action sets, if I go down here, now there's 3 conversions you can use. There's the new black and white mid-bright, new black and white, and the mocha black and white. The one I tend to use quite a lot is the new black and white, so let's try that. Click on that, set it playing, and it will immediately convert it to black and white. Now for me personally, I'll just flatten that, so now it's just a normal JPEG. Now for me personally, that is a much nicer looking black and white image than the standard conversion. It's almost got a kind of chocolate feel to it. It's not just your standard bland black and white photo. It's a bit more contrast, a bit more punch, and my clients definitely see a difference, especially when these are printed up into wedding photo books. So again, that is one that I use absolutely every single day when I'm converting to black and white. So those really are just three of the main actions that I use from this set. Like I said, there's over 50 in all, and for me they are well worth the money. They save you so much time, speed up your workflow, and just give you an edge over other people's images and your competitors. For more information, you can click the end of this video, or you can use the links at the bottom of the page after reading the other information I put there. That's it. Great, thanks very much.